over the years between the US and Jamaica.
How much of a rivalry is it? You have to go back to 2003 to find the last time that a team not Jamaica or the United States won this event at Worlds. That's a full 20 years, just USA and Jamaica trading the titles back and forth.
And that was France, and France do not have a team in this final.
Greetings everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel once again, and in today's episode we are going to see one of the greatest 4x100 meter relay race to be ever experienced. And during this race you're getting to see that Jamaica and the USA finally got a chance to settle their differences, and the race was nothing less than electrifying and a once in a lifetime experience whereby these two sworn rivals finally managed to settle the debate about who was the GOAT in the 4x100 meter relay race that was held in Budapest. And so in today's episode, I'll kindly request that you watch the rest of this magnificent race while I come with my commentaries at the end of it.
Ready to finish off the second to last night under the lights here in Budapest with the women's 4x100 meter relay, and let's meet Team USA.
The United States making two changes from the semifinals, and they're the final two. Sha'Carri Richardson will anchor. Gabby Thomas will run third. The first half stays intact. Tamari Davis, just 20, making her debut for the United States. And TT Terry down the back stretch. You'll remember she anchored the winners last year in Eugene when they upset the Jamaicans.
It has been a real rivalry, a legit rivalry, back and forth over the years between the US and Jamaica.
How much of a rivalry is it? You have to go back to 2003 to find the last time that a team not Jamaica or the United States won this event at Worlds. That's a full 20 years, just USA and Jamaica trading the titles back and forth.
And that was France, and France do not have a team in this final.
So Tamari Davis, as well as she ran in the semifinals, I knew there was no danger she was getting subbed out. She's a youngster, so you give her the least to do. The only thing she has to do is pass. There's TT. She anchored, as I said, last year and held off the hard-charging Shericka Jackson of Jamaica. Gabby Thomas, who got the silver in the 200 meters last evening, she'll handle the third leg. And then the world 100-meter champion and 200-meter bronze medalist from this meet, Sha'Carri Richardson, will bring it home. And who will she be anchoring against? Shericka Jackson of Jamaica.
So Sha'Carri got the better of Shericka in the 100. Shericka got the better of the world in the 200. Shericka left everybody behind. So the US and Jamaican teams are just rock solid. Morrison, Fraser Price, Forbes and Jackson, the Jamaican quartet.
It may be, Lee, that this is the last time that we will see Shelly-Ann Fraser-Price at Worlds. She'll run the backstretch. I told you yesterday, she's run every leg for Jamaica. Sasha Lee Forbes on third, and we already told you the anchor. 21:41 last night to scare Florence Griffith-Joyner's world record. Shericka Jackson will be counted on yet again to anchor the Jamaicans home.
Here's Shericka, and while she is basking in the glory of these World Championships, she will tell you what an honor it has been and still is to run on the same team as Shelly-Ann Fraser-Price. Shelly-Ann has told us that Paris more than likely will be her last Olympics. These will be her last World Championships. She'll be 37 in Paris. So it's going to be the end. We're in the twilight of this incredible career for the three-time Olympic champion, 8-time Olympic medalist. And here at the World Championships, she's won 15 world medals, 10 of them gold, entering this race now.
And this British team that will start in lane 8 is weakened severely. You see the name you don't see on the left there? Dina Asher-Smith. So it's a good team, but I don't know if this British team is capable of challenging Jamaica and the United States if they don't make any mistakes, just because they don't have the horsepower. Daryl Needham's had a phenomenal World Championships. There she is, she'll anchor. setting a personal best in the 200 and finishing 5th last evening.
Marie-José Talou is on the Ivory Coast team, as you would imagine.
That's a team to watch as well. They ran well, second in their heat.
Lieke Klaver for the Netherlands and Nadine Visser. Germany
against Jamaica, side by side. The 100-meter champion against the 200-meter champion. Richardson, Jackson. She's closing, but not fast enough. It's gold for the Americans. Redemption. Brilliant performance. Absolutely superb. They have done the double. They've rounded off the penultimate night exactly as they said they would.
That's what you call that. A good team.
Let's go around the track one more time with Team USA. Whoa! So Tamari Davis ran all the way up on TT Terry. Jamaica was already gone, but TT did a good job of holding her own against Shelly Ann Fraser-Price. The United States was very much still in it. Gabby Thomas with her hand back, she looks back for the stick. Jamaica's already gone, but Gabby Thomas on the inside lane had a tighter turn to run. So Sha'Carri Richardson got the baton at the same time, but she was further out in the zone. So she had to handle somebody who is not easy to handle on an anchor leg. And it really was no contest. It wasn't like Shericka dipped into the lead or made it a race. The lead that Sha'Carri got, she held, and that is not easy to do, trust me, against Shericka Jackson. Ask TT Terry, who probably lost about 8.
So I was trying to stay still and kind of replicate what I did yesterday. Okay, it wasn't exactly like yesterday, but I was there.
And how about this baton pass to TT? She
it's
got
okay,
it.
Yeah, and we just made it work. She slowed down. I got it into her hand before we went out the zone, and she was moving. She got it to Gabby.
You gonna let TT talk?
Yeah, no, she doing her thing. No, she doing her thing. No, she did. She said what you all saw. You know, we had a little mishap, but I made sure I did my job of doing my leg and pushing through the zone and making sure I get it to Gabby. No.
Well, from an English fan's point of view, more of the same. Women's 4x100 meter final. And the reigning champions, England, will start in lane number 5. And they'll start one lane inside the Jamaican team that they beat on the Gold Coast by 6/100ths of a second 4 years ago. Keep an eye on that games record, 41.83, set by Jamaica back in Glasgow in 2014. And that super world record by the Americans, way under that 41-second barrier. One of those tough nuts to crack in terms of world records. And Amusan is in. Toby Amusan, the world record holder in the 100-meter hurdles, a new Commonwealth champion, is starting off on the first leg for the Nigerian team. There's a Jamaican team. Kemba Nelson, experienced on the first leg. Jamaica won silver at the World Championships behind the USA. It was Nelson on the first leg. Natalia White will be on second. Ramona Birchall will be on third. And then a certain 5-time Olympic gold medalist and 2-time Commonwealth champion, Elaine Thompson-Hera, has been drafted in. And she has a chance to win 3 gold medals here at the Commonwealth Games. It has been done a couple of times before. Debbie Ferguson did it back in Manchester in 2002. And talking about experience, saw a quick shot there of Asher Phillip, who'll start off the England team. Emalia Lancico will go down the back straight. Justin Boyfriend, OJ Edeburan bring the England men's team home. Bianca Williams there will go round the top bend. And Daryl Nita has been brought in for Ashley Nelson on the last leg. That's a good team for England, who qualified second fastest for this final. So Tomi Amusan will have the responsibility. They were the fastest qualifiers, the Nigerians. There's Favour Ofili, herself having a good Commonwealth Games here. She'll go down the back. The crowd absolutely buzzing, Steph, from that win for England. And now we're going back again onto the track for the English team to try and do it again. But we've just seen some of the athletes in the teams here. It's a tough ask especially when you're bringing in Thompson-Hera.
Well, it's interesting. I love it when you get to the final and as you say, they bring in their heavy hitters. And so no matter what we saw in the heats, we don't actually know what's going to happen in the final.
And as we've just seen, you've got to get the batter. Anand. India will start in lane number 7. Really are having a great Commonwealth Games. That triple jump goal by Paul just a few moments ago. Chand, Das, Nanda, Yaraji. And then there'll be a roar for Jamaica in 6. Their nation holds the game's record. Silver in 2018 behind England. Kemba Nelson is ready. Lane 5, the team from England. Second fastest in qualifying, Asher Phillips in that World Championship squad just a few weeks ago, leading them off. Nigeria in lane number 4, bronze in 2018. Amusam Ofili, the first 2 legs for them. In lane number 3 will be Ghana, the 6th fastest to qualify for this final. Boake, Ali, Oka and Hoare running for them. And there's your lineup for Trinidad and Tobago in lane 2. Inside 43.5 seconds to qualify, St. Fort, Ayi, Prito and Bertrand. So, a super men's 4x100 metre relay. And now our final action. Can England defend the title they won in 2018? Beating Jamaica by 6/100ths of a second on that occasion. I remember long jumper Lorraine Ugan bringing the baton home for the English side. Trinidad and Tobago in 2, Ghana in 3, Nigeria in 4, England in 5, Jamaica in 6, India in 7, Australia in 8 and Scotland in 9. The women's sprint relay final. There's a clean start as well. Amuzan getting out nicely in lane number 4 as expected. India going well in lane number 7, Australia in lane number 8 too. This is good running by Nigeria in lane number 4. All look pretty safe on the changeovers. Imani Lansico flying down the back straight, as is Favour Ofili of Nigeria. Second changeover, hands held high. Australia on the outside in lane 8 going well. Nigeria though flying round with Chukwuma on the 3rd leg. Hands back for the Nigerians. A roar from her teammate. Nigeria going to take this one. England with Daryl Neater in 2nd. Keep an eye on Thompson-Hera. The Jamaican superstar comes through for bronze for the Jamaican side. But 42.10 seconds, just outside the game's record.
I was actually reading a quote by Favour Ofili, and she was talking about what the difference is. And she said, the difference is we now believe in ourselves. We believe we can compete with the rest of the world. And I think that performance by their relay team just highlights the mentality that is going through that team right now.
Well, it's a national record, so you can't do any more than that. The Nigerians confirmed as the gold medal winners. England in 2nd with Philip, Lansico, Williams and Neater. And the flags are being draped by the Nigerian team. And Elaine Thompson-Hera on the final leg, passing the Australian, passing Anand on the last leg for them. Anand would have known that the fastest woman alive was going to bear down on her, and Jamaica there.
Well, if you've watched to this end, thank you once again, and let's get down to it. This race happened back in 24th of August 2023 in Budapest, and it involved the women's 4x100 meter relay finals that saw 2 rival countries, that is Jamaica and the United States, finally managing to face each other on the track and field events. An event that I would openly declare that it was one of the greatest races for an individual to ever experience, and you get to see that these 2 rival countries finally managed to face each other head to head, and what they gave out was nothing but an exemplary and an electrifying performance that not only amazed the fans but also viewers across the world. And so, a little background before going into the rest. We need to understand that the United States and Jamaica have always been sports powerhouses when it comes to these short distance races, with these 2 countries producing athletes that have always faced each other in the short distance races and pushed each other to their utmost limits as they compete for these top spot about who is the leading country when it comes to the short distance races. And for Jamaica, we all know how Jamaica has been impressive and has been domineering when it comes to these short distance races. And you all understand that the world fastest man, that is Usain Bolt, also comes from Jamaica. And the United States is not to be looked down again when it comes to these short distance races, as they have also been known to produce also one of the fastest athletes who have finally managed to make top 10 of the world fastest men in the world. And so in this race, each team came, or each country came with the hope of obliterating the other, and the performance that they gave was something that was not quite expected from the fans and viewers all across the world. And coming to this race, we need to look at the teams that these two countries produced, and from what we need to understand is that both teams produced one of their best squads ever to participate in this 4x100 meter relay race, with Jamaica producing athletes such as Natasha Morrison, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, who is also known for being a queen of the tracks, Sha'Carri Forbes, an upcoming and promising young athlete, and finally Shericka Jackson, the undisputed queen of the 200 meter race finals. As for the USA team, we got to see that they also produced one of the strongest team to be ever seen, with the first leg going to Tamari Davis, a promising young athlete who had also dominated the track and field events, followed by Twanisha Terry, also commonly known as TT, well known for her explosive speed. And again, the third leg going to Gabrielle Thomas, with whom we all know how she's very powerful in the short distance races, again, especially the 200 meter races, and she has always shown that she always stands on business when it comes to these short distance races, thanks to her long legs and powerful strides that always give her an advantage over the other athletes. And finally, the anchor person for the American team was Sha'Carri Richardson, and to most people, we all know how she has been a dominant force in these track and field events. And in this specific race, we again know that she was the secret formula that promoted the championship that is for the United States team. And so this was the lineup that was produced by both countries, and once the teams got on the race, we're getting to see that immediately the first gun went off, it was becoming quite clear that the competition in this race was between two competing or rival countries, and that is the United States and Jamaica, with the first leg being taken by Tamari Davis of the United States, who was closely followed by Natasha Morrison of Jamaica, with these two athletes pushing each other to the limits. And once it came to the exchange of batons, we're getting to see that the United States had one particular problem, and that is they had problems with the exchange of batons, with it not being so perfect, in which you understand that in the 4x100 meter races or in these relay races, any mistakes in the baton exchange could be quite expensive for the rest of the team. And as much as the United States fumbled during this first baton exchange, you're getting to see that in the second leg, which was taken by Twanisha Terry, also commonly known as TT, she managed to at least remain to at least make the United States remain in the race by withstanding the pressure that came from another world champion, that is from Jamaica, and that is Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, who is also known for explosive speed, and how she was determined to make Jamaica secure the first post in the podium. And again, the second baton exchange was not that perfect again, with Gabrielle Thomas taking the baton from TT. But this time, Gabrielle Thomas was quite focused, as she aimed to make a move that would ultimately determine the end of this race. And we all understand that once it comes to navigating the corner, this is one of the most strong points for Gabrielle Thomas, and that is due to her long strides that always gives her an advantage over the other athletes. And in this specific race, she didn't disappoint, as we're getting to see that she managed to create a gap that is between her and the Jamaican athlete who was closely following behind her, and that is Sha'Carri Forbes. We all need to understand that Gabrielle Thomas had again managed to win a silver medal, that is in the 200 meter race, that is after finishing behind the Jamaican Shericka Jackson. And coming to this race, she had that one urge of revenge, as she believed that this was the only event that she will finally redeem herself. And actually, she did not disappoint. And despite of the massive pressure from Sha'Carri, we're getting to see that the gap that Gabriel Thomas created with Sha'Carri was quite sufficient to make their anchor leg, and that is Sha'Carri Richardson, to finally take it down to the line. And for the final part of the race, we're getting to see that this is the point of the race that was quite interesting, as both countries produced one of their best athletes to finally take it to the finish line. And that is, for the United States, they gave Sha'Carri Richardson, who had previously missed securing a medal, that is in the 200-meter race. And you all understand the rivalry that has always been there, that is between Sha'Carri Richardson and Shericka Jackson. And in this final part of the race, these two rivals finally managed to meet each other, and that is Sha'Carri Richardson was going to meet face to face with Shericka Jackson. But in this specific race, she already had an advantage, as we're getting to see that immediately Sha'Carri Richardson received the baton from Gabriel Thomas. She did not hesitate. She took off, and you all understand her explosive speed and running style that is quite unique compared to other athletes. She only had one thing in her mind, and that is securing the gold medal for the United States. And we're getting to see the Jamaican athlete, that is Shericka Jackson, who had previously won the 200-meter gold in the same championship, finally managed to receive the baton from Sha'Carri Forbes. But unfortunately, the gap that had been created between the United States and Jamaica was quite huge, to a point that despite of Shericka Jackson trying to give out all her best in chasing Sha'Carri Richardson, she didn't manage to do this. And we're getting to see that Sha'Carri Richardson finally managed to cross the finish line at a time of 41.03 seconds, closely followed by the Jamaican Shericka Jackson, who managed to finish at a time of 41.21 seconds. And this 0.18 seconds was quite a huge difference in these 4x100-meter races, as we're getting to understand that the United States managed to set a championship record, despite of the fact that they also secured the gold medal. With Jamaica managing to secure the second position at a time of 41.21 seconds, also setting a season best. And finally, the third position went to the Great Britain, who managed to finish at a time of 41.79 seconds, also setting their season best time. So this was quite an interesting race, and we're getting to see that both athletes, especially the rivaling countries, that is the United States and Jamaica, managed to push each other to the utmost limit, giving an exemplary and electrifying performance that is still remembered to this date. Well, this again gets to mark the end of this episode. Thank you once again for watching to this end, and kindly don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and the share buttons, and see you in the next episode.